HVAC hoses, gauges, etc. for charging, pulling vacuum, or recovering refrigerant. Normally there are three hoses, one blue, one yellow, one red, generally speaking. So question is, a lot of charging is done through the blue. The yellow normally would be connected to your tank or your vacuum pump, or I'm assuming it may be connected to your recovery tank. The HVAC experts can add that to the comments, but the yellow tank, normally speaking, would be this would be connected to the tank, and then the refrigerant comes through. The refrigerant goes through, and then once the refrigerant goes through, you meter it through with your little throttle thingummy here on the blue side. But the yellow, the purpose of the yellow hose, and generally speaking, you have blue on the left, red on the right, and yellow in the middle. And it's kind of counterintuitive to a water line, because like your kitchen faucet, the hot's on the left, the cold's on the right. But in heating and air conditioning, it's just the opposite. It's the blue on the left, red on the right, yellow in the middle. So the yellow would be connected to the tank or the refrigerant pump, and once connected to the tank or the refrigerant pump, the refrigerant would come through the gauges, out the blue hose into the low pressure line, which is here, and it's again low pressure. So again, we have blue, yellow, red, and the yellow is the topic of conversation. You would connect this to your tank, and then you need to bleed it out, or bleed it or either one line to make sure the air right before using it, to blow the excess air out of the system, so you don't have any air in your lines or your tank. So once you do it, just crack it open, and then but basically you would just take this and then this would connect onto your gauges, and this particular one has a cutoff on it, so it's very utilitarian, so for the cutoff. But then the refrigerant would come up through here, out here. It would come in on the yellow. Now if you were pulling a vacuum, the vacuum would go in just the opposite direction. So basically, so this is what the yellow hose is for. The yellow hose connects to your refrigerant tank or your vacuum pump, or I think it may connect to your recovery tank if you're using that. So the HVAC guys can add that to the comments. Thank you for watching. Hope these videos break the complicated down into the simple, so the average everyday individual can understand without getting too technical and too complicated. Try to keep it simple so people like myself can understand really what's going on without a bunch of Latinated, complicated terminology. Again, yellow hose connects to the tank, refrigerant tank, or the vacuum pump. Thank you for watching.